This world is a place where we all come to live for a little while, and then we all going to leave this world one day. Even though we know this fact, but still we assume all what we have today is going to remain with us forever. Alexander the Great discovered at the end of his tremendous endeavors to conquer the world. Before Alexander started off, he went to take the blessings of a monk in Athens, whose name was Diogenes. Diogenes used to live in a barrel. When Alexander came to meet Diogenes, Diogenes asked Alexander, "Who are you?" Alexander responded, "I am the great Alexander." Diogenes replied, "The great people in the world will never call themselves great. You are not so great. What do you want?" Alexander responded, "I wish to go and conquer the world." Diogenes replied, "Nobody can conquer the world. You should conquer yourself. You and your values are so wrong, so you will never come back to Athens," he predicted. Then Alexander went on conquering and conquering until he reached India. From there he started returning via Arabia. At that time, Alexander had many things about Indian yogi, and he was admired by Indian yogis. So he wanted to take one yogi with him. Then he asked his soldiers, "Go and get me a yogi." Then the soldiers went and found a yogi in the cave, whose name was Dandamis. And they said to Dandamis, "Our king wants you to come with him. Please come." Dandamis replied, "I am not interested. He will give you much in return, gold and silver." Dandamis said, "I have no values for it, so go and tell your king that I am not willing to come with him." Then the soldiers went and informed King Alexander. Then Alexander himself came to meet this yogi Dandamis. "Dandamis, I want you to come with me." Dandamis replied, "I am not interested." "Do you know who am I?" Dandamis said, "I know who you are. You are the servant of my servant." Alexander was so furious. "I am the great Alexander. You calling me servant of the servant?" Dandamis replied, "Anchor is my servant. You were so furious because I am refusing to listen to you, and you are the servant of your anchor. Anchor is my servant, hence you are the servant of my servant." Alexander was so confused and speechless. There he could not influence Diogenes, here he could not convince Dandamis. Somehow Alexander found another yogi, whose name was Kalanos. And Alexander somehow convinced Kalanos, and he was ready to go with Alexander. Then he went with Alexander. After some time, they became very great friends. While returning via Arabia, the Kalanos Indian yogi committed suicide. This Kalanos the Indian yogi must have imparted some kind of wisdom into Alexander's head. That is why, before dying, Alexander wrote in his will, "When I die, let my both hands outside the coffin. Let the whole world knows the great Alexander, whose treasures were so many, whose treasures keys needed many camels to carry them, also did not take anything with him when he died." And this was the last word said by the great Alexander.